Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. G.S. Bajpai, Registrar, Professor Dr. Ruhi Paul, Conference Director, Dr. Priya Rai, Director, Triple IT Sonipat, Professor Dr. M.N. Doja, Mr. Yasuo Nakatani, Hosei University, Japan, Organizing Secretary, Dr. Akash Singh, eminent speakers, resource persons, distinguished guests, participants, and ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and welcome to the third edition of the International Conference on Digital Transformation, Education 4.0 and Beyond, Dynamics of Learning Through Digital Pathway. I, Prakhay Sharma, together with
Nidhi Sara Ashok,
welcome you to the opening ceremony of the ICDT 2023. Since its inception in 2008, National Law University Delhi has been a premier law institution providing interdisciplinary legal education, which is also socially relevant. With innovative pedagogy and a vibrant community that stimulates value-guided discourse, it encapsulates the spirit of Malcolm Forbes, that the purpose of education is to replace an empty mind with an open one. National Law University Delhi has introduced initiatives such as Abhyasa to inculcate practical professional skills that help bridge the gap between Niti and Nyaya, essentially aligning policy and justice and ensuring effective governance. We envision our students as harbingers of change for the country to not only achieve our social and developmental goals, but also be equipped to address the imperatives of the new millennium and uphold the value and ethics envisaged by our forefathers in the Constituent Assembly while they were setting the foundation for a new India.
we find it to be our immense pleasure, graced by the presence of visionaries, luminaries, innovators, and thought leaders from across the globe. Your collective expertise, experience, wisdom are the driving forces behind the digital revolution that is molding industries and economies. In a world that is constantly changing and evolving, the nature of learning and education has also been changing at a tremendous pace. Today, we have gathered here at National Law University, Delhi, for an innovative discourse about Education 4.0 and beyond, dynamics of learning through digital pathway, which aligns with our vision to preserve the momentum of the revolutionizing world. Your presence today represents your shared commitment to explore the limitless possibilities that digital transformation offers. As we move forward with the conference, we encourage each of you to seize this opportunity to engage in meaningful discourse, foster connections, and learn from one another. The relationships formed and the knowledge acquired here have the potential to shape our future. Hence, once again, we extend to you a warm welcome on behalf of National Law University, Delhi. I would now request our Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. G.S. Bajpai, along with our Conference Director, Dr. Priya Rai, to felicitate our honorable guests, Professor Dr. M.N. Doja and Mr. Yasuo Nakatani, with a token of our appreciation.
Thank you.
Excuse me, very much. Thank you very much. I would now request the Registrar, Professor Dr. Ruhi Paul Ma'am, and to welcome the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor Dr. G.S. Basu. I would now request Professor Dr. Priya Rai to please felicitate Professor Dr. Ruhi Paul. I would now request Registrar, National Law University, Delhi, Professor Dr. Ruhi Paul to present the welcome address. Professor Dr. Ruhi Paul is the Registrar and Professor of Law at the National Law University, Delhi, specializing in civil procedure and alternative dispute resolution courses. Dr. Paul initiated an online diploma program in law and practice of arbitration and received a research fellowship at the Asian Law Institute. She has presented research papers at national and international conferences, conducted ADR training workshops, and delivered lectures on ADR methods. Her research interests include ADR and procedural laws, and she's been involved in various research projects. She has held academic and administrative positions, participated in seminars, and published research papers in reputable journals and books. Ma'am, I would now request you to please come and deliver the welcome address.
Thank you. A very good morning to the dignitaries, distinguished guests, participants, faculty members, and dear students. It is with great pleasure we welcome you to the third edition of the International Conference on Digital Transformation, Education 4.0 and Beyond, Dynamics of Learning Through Digital Pathway, hosted by the National Law University, Delhi. This conference is a beacon of knowledge and innovation aimed at exploring the dynamic landscape of education in the 21st century and transformative power of cutting-edge technologies. ICDT 2023 stands as an inclusive and contemporary platform dedicating to identifying and addressing the challenges that Education 4.0 brings to the forefront of our educational system. We have come a long way since our earlier editions in 2018 and 2019. The theme of ICDT 2018 was Preservation, Policy and Privacy. And for ICDT 2019, the theme was Cognitive Learning Towards Artificial Intelligence. These conferences have left a significant mark, leading to publications that have critically examined the evolving facets of education and library management, especially during the unprecedented challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. It is our fast-paced and ever-changing world. We find ourselves on the cusp of embracing technologies such as Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and virtual reality in the realm of education. ICDT 2023 has been designed to explore the latest trends and technologies in education and their impact on the teaching and learning process. Education 4.0 is a new paradigm in education, which is aimed to explore how the fourth industrial revolution technologies can enhance learning and reduce inequalities of access to education. There is a need to assess the promise of AI to provide a personal tutor to every student and a teaching assistant to every teacher. This International Conference on Education 4.0 and Beyond aims to bring together experts, educators, researchers, policymakers, and industry leaders to explore challenges and solutions for the scalable interventions with the integration of technology in education field. ICDT 2023 extends a platform for sharing best practices, innovative ideas, and research findings related to Education 4.0 vis-a-vis artificial intelligence and data transformation. We look forward to engaging in a meaningful dialogues, sharing experiences, and charting a course that harness the potential of these technologies to enhance learning and broaden horizons. This conference also aims to explore, deliberate, and delve into the role of libraries in the digital era, acknowledging their transformative powers as reservoirs of knowledge and information, essential in shaping the intellectual landscape of today and tomorrow. As we navigate through these discussions and insights, may we collectively unearth the innovative strategies, harness the opportunities, and address the challenges that this digital transformation presents, ensuring the profound impact libraries have on education is duly recognized and utilized effectively. I hope that the deliberations during this conference pave the way for a progressive and enlightened future. I extend a very warm welcome to Professor Dr. M.N. Doja, Director, Indian Institute of Information Technology, Sonipat, and Mr. Yusau Nakatani from Jose University. I extend a warm welcome to Professor R.K. Chadha, former Additional Secretary, Parliament of India, Dr. Sanjeev Saraf from Dr. Hari Singh Gaur University, Professor R.K. Bhatt and Professor M. Madhusudan from University of Delhi, and Dr. K. Nageswar Rao, Director, DRDO, Government of India. I welcome our Vice Chancellor, faculty members, and students. I also welcome the speakers, presenters, panelists, participants, and especially our sponsors who are contributing with their extremely valuable support in the organization of this conference. Once again, on behalf of the National Law University, Delhi, I welcome each one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now request the conference director, Dr. Priya Rai, University Librarian, Professor Grade Head, Justice T.P.S. Chawla Library at National Law University, Delhi, to brief us about the conference. Dr. Priya Rai is a highly qualified university librarian with extensive experience. She has played a significant role in enhancing library services at the National Law University, Delhi since 2009. Dr. Rai's impressive background includes managing digital reference services at Indian Law Institute and receiving prestigious fellowships. She has authored numerous books, published research papers, and is actively involved in Indian library associations, serving as the president of the Association of Indian Law Libraries. Her contributions and leadership in library and information science are well regarded. I would like to invite her to brief us about the conference.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, distinguished delegates, and honored participants, we are at National Law University, Delhi, are grateful to be hosting you today. Thank you for coming. The International Conference on Digital Transformation on the theme Education 4.0 and Beyond, Dynamics of Learning through Digital Pathway, being organized by National Law University, Delhi in Association of Indian Law Libraries. So this is the third edition of ICDT, which aims to explore the latest trend, challenges, and opportunities in the education and engage stakeholders in the discourse on the potentials of a new technology to transform the way we learn. And this, as I said, is a third edition. The previous edition, as said by our registrar ma'am, ICDT took place in the year 2018 and 19, focused on preservation policy and privacy and cognitive learning towards artificial intelligence. And here at 2023, we are again with a new theme of education 4.0, which is evolving around us, especially after the pandemic. We have seen how the technology has influenced the education paradigm, and we all got benefited out of the technological innovation which was taken care by our technologists. So on prior occasion, this event has been instrumental platform in sharing intellectual information, exchange, and providing publications, various publications we had with the previous one that address and involving facets of education in library management and in context of emerging technologies. So this only serves to emphasize its importance in our dynamics world, which is moving faster than they've ever, to enhance and embrace, we can say, to use technology in a form like Internet of Things we are using. Artificial intelligence is a new boom. We all are listening every day about the role of AI in our life, and we are also feeling it, the blockchain technology and virtual realities. These are the some of the things which are coming up. The realization of the concept behind the conference has been made possible through the generous support of our Honorable Vice Chancellor. Sir, thank you, sir, for both in terms of resources and unwavering encouragement throughout guidance and being so instrumental in turning this vision of the conference into a reality. Thank you, sir, for all your support, confidence, and believing on us. The conference is coming up with the two publications: Technology Integration in Higher Education, Opportunity and Challenges, Artificial Intelligence in Academia. So these books are testaments, we can say, to the importance of embracing digital transformation in today's rapidly changing. So we have received more than 120 papers, out of which, after checking the plagiarism, all the necessary the requirements, we have included 70 papers for the publications and 80 papers for the presentation today. So today in different rooms, in moot court room and different rooms we have at NLUD, various presentation will be held on these topics. So International Conference on Digital Transformation is basically, we can serve as a cornerstone in the realm of academic discourse. We can say it is as the objectives are to compose identifying opportunities, challenges in education 4.0, fostering knowledge exchange among educators, experts, showcase innovation technologies in education, discussing educational roles in sustainability, exploring stakeholders' influence on sector's future. So it's emphasized basically collaboration, networking, partnerships among all the key academic scholars. So today we have among us the students from all our schools and different universities. We have respected academicians from different stakeholders and senior policymakers from different platforms. So we can say it is a platform for collaboration, networking, and partnership. The discussion ranges from sub-themes like technology integration in higher education, sustainable development of national education policy, and we can say AI in higher education, enhancing engagement and retention of e-learning, preservation, promotion, and dissemination of Indian cultural heritage, privacy, data protection, and IPR issue related to copyrights and many other global dimensions of research ethics. So in this edition, we have received, as I said, 120 submissions, out of which we have accepted 80 papers and have been accepted for the publications and 10 for presentation extra than that. So this is a huge pool of scholarly work that reflects the contemporary research and academic powers of brilliant minds across the country. Sir, we have a representation from various states of the country, like we have representation from Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, Kanpur, Chennai, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Ahmedabad, Uttarakhand, Patiala, Jabalpur, Orissa, Nagpur, and we have paper from Tokyo, Tokyo and Nepal. Some of the delegates have also here from Nepal also. Calcutta, Patna, and Japan is also one of the country which we have here. So over these 2 days, the conference postulates a dynamics exchange of ideas and expertise within this time frame. We can say we have meticulous curated 5 thematic sessions. 3 parallel sessions will go simultaneously in different rooms and beginning with invaluable insights. So these sessions will be graced by the presence of distinguished guest speakers who hail from renowned organizations such as we have Professor Chadda sir from Parliament of India, Joint Secretary, Parliament of India, sir is here. We will be, the director of DRDO will be coming tomorrow, then National Institute of Education Policy and Administration, NIPA, sir is coming, All Indian Council of Technical Education, and prestigious law firms like Khaitan and many other law firms representation is here. So we have a people from Tata Energy Resource Institute, TERI, in IIT Delhi, Indian Council of Social Science Research, and many more participants of all law schools around, across India. So these luminaries will be sharing their wealth of knowledge, providing a unique opportunity to attend, to engage with the latest development of research and innovation in the field of digital transformation, law, environment, sustainability, and technology. With these diverse perceptions, expertise, the speakers will undoubtedly enrich our discussions and broaden the horizons throughout the conference. As we embark this intellectual journey together, I urge each of you to engage in a robust discussions, share your invaluable insight, and foster collaboration that will potentially chart the course for more informed, adaptable, progressive, and educational landscape. The exchange of idea and experience among scholars, practitioners, enthusiasts from various corners of globe will undoubtedly encourage our collective understandings. So we hope that to bring to the forefront the efforts of researchers and scholars, impacting the lives of millions, and with the hope to mainstream the discourse on Education 4.0, we again welcome you all these thriving endeavors to keep in step with the world in the terrain of digital transformation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. We are graced by Professor Dr. G.S. Bajpai, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of the National Law University, Delhi, a distinguished academic with extensive expertise in criminal law and justice. He has held prestigious positions at various renowned institutions, contributing significantly to legal educations and reforms. Notably, he has authored over 100 opinion editorials, numerous books and papers, spearheaded crucial committees, and introduced pioneering concepts such as wrongful prosecution and victim justice in the Indian legal system. His international collaborations and leadership roles in victimology societies underscore his global influence. Awarded multiple honors, he remains a prominent figure in the field of criminal law and education. I would now request Sir to address this august gathering.
Very good morning to all present. How are you? How are you doing this morning? I hope your arrival and everything is fine. Say yes, please. Yes. Good to. Let's cheer, I think, because we are commencing our journey on a very important area and issue. It should be vibrant enough, and let us do with smiling faces. You have every reason to smile. You are at NLE Delhi. Right, so I take this opportunity to welcome two of very distinguished guests today. Our learned guest from Japan, Professor Yuso. Yes. Such a pleasure to have you. And he is a professor of economics. I had a wonderful chat with him this morning, and I was just reminding my time in Japan a couple of years ago, and we share a lot of things in common. Professor Guja, how are you? And it is such a pleasure. He is a professor at IIT Sonipat, and he is also one of the guests today. Ladies and gentlemen, and all other faculty colleagues, officials, guests, participants, and all other people who are participating, they are very special to us. You know, who are the most special segment for this conference, for me personally? All those who are presenting papers in this conference. So big round of applause to all those who have decided to contribute to the discourse and discussion that we are hosting through this very important conference focusing on digital transformation, education 4.0 and beyond. And I'm told and briefed by a very powerful remark by Dr. Priya that the range of subjects and topics that you are covering are very important, and I'm sure that we would again come out with some publication. They are very expert group of people who know how to convert the ideas into text and books and papers. That is the beauty, because we need to retain the valuable discussion that we are about to host today through this conference. I have been asked to, if I'm correct, asked to do inaugural address. I don't know what does it mean, but then I'll try to just say a couple of things to you with your consent on this subject, because we are actually deliberating education and higher education, especially in the context of digital information. And there is a very interesting, expression that comes here, education 4.0. What is that education 4.0? This is very, very interesting. Yesterday, I was incidentally speaking at Niti Aayog. There was a gathering of vice chancellor from almost all places in the country. And there I was speaking on the state of research in state universities. And there I made a couple of remarks, and some of the things I will share with you to present and portray this theme into a very significant context. I'm not reading anything, but this time I'm sharing a couple of those things. Then I realized that in order to discern 4.0, I have to go to 1.0 first. Without that, I cannot really do anything. But I am not an education expert. I don't know. But then I realized that it's basically about the journey of educational trajectory over a period of time, over centuries. In that sense, if you see, the first revolution, which we would call 1.0, it happened when the institutionalization of education happened. And when we trace back, what is the timeline where we trace the occurrence of institutionalization of education as such? It was the time around 11th and 12th century. In India, when Nalanda and Takshila was established and also the Bologna in Italy, they are considered to be the university which were set up in 11th century, 1088. And around that time, Takshila or Nalanda were there much before that. However, the Paris University was founded in 1160, and University of Oxford and Cambridge also came into being around 12th century. Why I am saying this to you? This was the institutionalization, formalization of education. So the wave was called 1.0. 1.0 was I'm not getting into all other details. But the point is very, very important. The 2.0 happens, which is called second academic revolution, which is known as Humboldtian revolution. Why? Because Humboldt University, there was a successful model of education was established in Berlin University in 1810. They are considered to have brought a very formalized structure of a university, because we all belong to the university. But what is the idea of a university? If you search, there is a very famous book by Idea of University. Idea of university in the before 12th century or 11th century was a very loosely structured method of imparting instructions. But second revolution, which is, I am saying, Humboldtian, revolution, it brought a lot of systematization of education in a more professional manner. And around that time also, the University of Harvard, Columbia, and all those American universities were established. And they started imparting instruction into the different streams of education. Now, 3.0 means third revolution happened, which is very interesting. Because third revolution is the period around which most of the universities in all parts of the globe came up. And one thing that they have done, which became quite remarkably distinguished as far as the system of university was concerned, was the fact that transfer of knowledge in the form of innovation, in addition to their role in teaching and research for economic development. Now, universities for social and economic development and transfer of knowledge for the growth of societies, social, economic, industrial, and other forms of development in terms of innovation. Universities became the vehicles of innovation. That's why third wave remained for a long, long time and continued, because we couldn't still achieve what was expected from the ideas which were, transpired from third wave. Two things I wish to say before I speak about the 4.0 in a very brief. That is, in third revolution, we have decided that the role of university should be such where they become relevant to the governance as well as to the society. Becoming a university relevant to the society and governance is a step ahead in terms of the growth of the educational institution. And therefore, you see, now we are talking three things which are very, very distinguishable as far as the idea of university is concerned. One is role of universities in constructing and supporting knowledge society. Knowledge society. We are saying knowledge society is something which is responsible for creating those processes and innovations which could serve the society in a holistic manner. Means university should become a total unit to contribute to all walks of life. Because the conventional understanding of the university remained problematic, as we have thought that the universities are merely to impart instructions to those who take admission to the university. No, the larger role of the university to enable social change, social progress, industrial progress, economic development, were some of the objectives which were a part of the knowledge societies, so conceptualization. And now the second role of university, which is again very, very important, that we need to create a just and stable society. It is the role of because we are the harbinger of knowledge, and ultimately knowledge frees. Knowledge makes a person free. And I am telling you one thing which we have always missed. I always call entitlement to education. A thing which is so generously available, it should come with a sense of entitlement. It is available to us. It doesn't mean we become ipso facto entitled to have education. Because हिंदी में कहते थे कि शिष्य को एक पात्रता प्राप्त करनी रहती है. गुरु के सम्मुख जब एक शिष्य उपस्थित होता है, उसको एक पात्र बनना पड़ता है. उसके बगैर उसकी शिक्षा जो है वो पूरी नहीं हो सकती. What was that entitlement? What is happening now that it has become such a machine thing that people come and go. And you have to be entitled to get education. And therefore, we need to tell the student and all that, look, it casts a responsibility on you when you agree to become a student. Because without responsibility, the education can't happen. So second thing was just and stable society. We wanted a sense of justice to prevail, a sense of fairness to prevail, a sense of share to all to prevail, was something that the university was supposed to cater to. And that should be the second very, very important. Third thing was role of constructing the critical society. Actually, I'll come to 5.0, where 4.0 we are talking, but I'm saying I'll come to 5.0. Is there any 5.0? Yes. So we'll discuss 5.0, but 4.0 was essential to look at the new technology. But technology is a medium to achieve those eternal objectives which the education is supposed to get. If you see, the objectives of education may not have changed significantly. The mode of achieving them has changed drastically. So 4.0 is all about pedagogy. We are in a dramatic shift as far as pedagogy is concerned, and we are ready to deploy those amazing things which you call AI, you call blockchain, you call whatever. Now they should become again instrumentalities of achieving the sacred, eternal and Sanatan objective. Sanatan thoda mushkil shabd hai, but wo shabd hai, eternal. So those eternal and Sanatan objectives of education continue to be the same for me. If you see, there is not much change. आज भी आप क्लास में आकर बैठते, एक टीचर पढ़ाता, पहले भी पढ़ा था. आज भी टीचर उम्मीद करता कि आप उसे सम्मान देंगे. उम्मीद तो कर ही सकता है, होना हो. ये गलत मसला है. मसले क्या है पता नहीं, दिल तोड़ना सब मजबूरी बता रहे हैं. लोग कहते ये हो नहीं पा रहा है साहब, ये मजबूरी है, ग्रांट की कमी है, फंड की कमी है, बट आई डोंट नो दैट. So education is very important, and when we build up the capabilities. Now, the second question is building the capabilities. Building the capabilities, yesterday we were discussing the capabilities of teachers to impart the instruction. So somebody was sharing an anecdote or example, and I was also, so I said something which I'll share. He said that we recruited a person to teach, but he was unable to speak because we have created a very strange way to recruit the people. So, मुझे याद है in my very, very beginning period when I was pursuing my master, I had a very, I had a lot of difficulty in speaking before the people. अभी नहीं लग रहा होगा आपको. तो मेरे टीचर ने कहा, एक दिन बुलाया कि देखो, बोलना सीख लो, नहीं तो जिंदगी भर सुनना पड़ेगा. और मैंने वो बात एक्चुअली गांठ में बांध दी इसको. फिर इतना सीखा कि अब मैं जब बोलता तो फिर किसी को बोलने ही नहीं देता. But the point remains, 4.0, we are into a pedagogical shift to achieve those objectives where education becomes very vibrant, very dynamic, very accessible to all those who are otherwise remained, aloof from the benefits of education. And here the technology comes, here the AI comes, blended learning comes, and all other methodologies which facilitate the knowledge, which facilitate the learning, all those things are very, very important. And I have also been provided this information that the context of education is always very. Education is never without the context. And we are actually somehow subservient to our context. So the context in 13th century, 16th century, 19th century, and 21st century is very different. And that context I am talking about the political situation, economic situation of the country, all development, social change which are happening. So in these contexts, the education has really become a challenge. Now you will see the universities and educational institutions are facing a lot of challenges. Challenges not that they are searching new answers. And I always love this quest for such. When you are uncomfortable with certain things, means some metamorphism is happening, some change is happening in you. So our quest and discomfort is very, very important. Oh, there was a book called Pedagogy of Oppressed, amazing book. There the author is writing the people, the society who was suppressed for a long, long time, their assertion became a new mode of pedagogy to bring changes in the system of education and in the system of pedagogy to become more inclusive and more transparent to all. But we have seen the Eklavyas at the door of big educational institutions standing outside. वो एकलव्य का एक concept है. Eklavya used to stand outside of the institution. So contemporary education created a large number of Eklavyas who were willing to get education, but they were denied for certain reasons. Here in this university, when I joined here, I was very much fascinated by the concept of Eklavya. I have decided to provide access to Eklavyas in this university without being the formal member of this institution. They can join this university without necessarily being the student or a research scholar of this university. This scheme is on and on the website, you can see. Because my conceptualization of education is universities for all. Universities for all. We should allow. I have created a program, LLM program, professional program, where I have relaxed a lot of qualification. I was questioned. I said, as long as there is a willing person to attain education, it is the job of the university to cater it by whatever way you can do that. This is my duty. This is my duty if there is a willing person. You can bring in large number of regulation and rules to throw that person out. But that is not the job. Gentlemen, job is to find out the willing people to be associated. Another scheme which I have launched, necessarily not necessarily this university should be available to only those who belong to the League of National Law Universities. I have opened up to all the universities. If any teacher is willing to come as a residential scholar and stay here and pursue a research, we are providing facilities and fellowship. So we have to innovate. And the best part and best joy is when you violate the rules for the larger good. मैं जरा मुश्किल में आ जाऊंगा इसको बोलने में, लेकिन ठीक है, कुछ लोगों को ऐसे दुस्साहस भी करते रहना चाहिए अगर आप प्रयोगधर्मी हैं, ठीक है ना. तो मैं तो आई लव एक्सपेरिमेंट, और मैं स्टूडेंट से भी कहता हूं कि अगर आपके पास कुछ ऐसा आइडिया है, क्योंकि मैं हमेशा कहता हूं अगर आपको कोई बात, जैसे हमारा टीचर पढ़ाता था, वो मेरे से कहता था कि अगर तुम्हें कोई बात समझ में नहीं आ रही तो समझ लेना बहुत जरूरी बात कही जा. This is the ideas which are very difficult to follow. Actually, we had to look at them. Oh, I am always impressed by Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs' story we all know, connecting the dots. He was thrown out of the office, thrown out of the class, लेकिन वो कहता है कि वो जो मुझे बाहर भगाया गया क्लास से, उसका बड़ा रोल है मेरी लाइफ। मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ वी शुड बी रेडी टू बी थ्रोन आउट, बट देन he said कि I wanted to learn calligraphy, whereas his parents wanted him to be engineer. But later on, because of sense of calligraphy, Steve Jobs could develop Apple. So you never know. And in the end, he said the crux of life is only stay hungry and stay foolish. You know, stay hungry and अब इससे ज्यादा क्या कहा जा सकता है, क्योंकि यहाँ हंगरी भी ढूंढना मुश्किल है और फुलिश भी ढूंढना बहुत मुश्किल है। वैसे बहुत है, लेकिन उस तरह से जो नॉलेज के लिए हंगरी है, जो नॉलेज के लिए फुलिश है, नॉलेज की, मैंने कहा ना एंटाइटलमेंट ऑफ एजुकेशन, एंटाइटलमेंट ऑफ एजुकेशन की पहली रिक्वायरमेंट ये है कि आपको इतना हम्बल होना पड़ेगा कि आप ये कहने का साहस हो कि मैं कुछ नहीं जानता। मैं कुछ नहीं जानता से जो चीज शुरू होती है वो नॉलेज तक जाती है। बहुत कम लोग जानते हैं कि वो बहुत कम जानते हैं। We say anyway, so point 5, the situation comes to where we are thinking about critical society and critical thinking. And I suppose I should not take, I think we are behind this rule, but I have many other things to say. That yesterday there was a discussion which was very enlightening, and I came to know one very interesting information. You know, the Harvard University. You know how Harvard University came into being. It's a very interesting story. Harvard is located in the Massachusetts region of the US. And it's a private university. Government never want. There are public universities in the US, but Harvard University was not there. There was no proposal. Government never wanted. But the local people around that university, they wanted a university to be set up in that region. And they mobilized. Can you believe the amazing thing that the local people came together to, and what was the need? Not only education, they wanted, it was a sense actually. People first have that sense. They wanted a good educated, world-class institution to be there so that this entire region could develop. Though they didn't have any direct clue how this region will develop. And all local people came together, they contributed in their own way, and they created this university. Now, if you see, similarly, Cambridge, if you see, all these universities are contributing to economy in the most fantastic way. So universities should think that where this university is located, I always believe that we are in, suppose, Dwarka, how we can contribute to the society around here. This question everybody who is connected with education must be asking. And we should be doing something. And if we become directly relevant to the society, close to you, आपके 10 किलोमीटर के परव्यू में क्या हो रहा है, वो यूनिवर्सिटी को उसका एक सेंस बहुत जरूरी है। और हम अपने नॉलेज मॉड्यूल भी उसी तरह से बनाए, so that we can become lot more relevant to the society. बातें तो बहुत सी हैं, but let me put a full stop here in the interest of your conference. And I'm sure these gatherings are very, very unique, because this kind of gathering will never happen again in our lifetime. आप देखें गैदरिंग की यूनिकनेस क्या होती है, वो कभी दोबारा वैसी नहीं होती। अगले बार भी कॉन्फ्रेंस होगी तो इसमें बदल जाएगा इसका कॉम्प्लेक्शन. So this is very unique. This will never happen. It's a lifetime opportunity for us to have you. हो सकता है अगले बार आप में से कुछ कम हो जाए या ज्यादा हो जाए. So I always respect everybody's presence. You are very special to us, and a living human being, a thinking human being, prepared to dwell upon some intellectual issue. I don't think anything more is needed in the premises of the university than this. Thank you for your time. Jai Hind.
For your insightful words, sir. Before moving further with the event, we are now at the juncture where we unveil
two awaited books which are to be released in today's conference: Technology Integration in Higher Education, Opportunities and Challenges, and Artificial Intelligence in Academia. We invite the editors, Dr. Priya Rai and Dr. Akash Singh, along with the associate editors, Dr. Arjun Rajastani, National University of Law, Patiala, and Manas Mahani, National Law University. Technology integration in higher education delves into the potential benefits and challenges of incorporating technology into higher education. It offers a comprehensive overview of opportunities that technology presents while addressing the hurdles that institutions may face in this journey. Artificial intelligence in academia focuses on the influence of artificial intelligence in the academic realm. It explores the practical applications of AI in education, from personalized learning to data-driven decision-making. This book highlights how AI can enhance teaching and learning. We invite the respected dignitaries, Professor Dr. G.S. Bhattacharya, Professor Dr. Ruhi Paul, Dr. Priya Rai, Professor Dr. M.N. Doja, Mr. Yasmo Nakatani, to unveil the book.
Congratulations. Oh, thank you very much. It's okay.
We are delighted to host for the event Professor Dr. M.N. Doja. Professor Dr. M.N. Doja became the director of Indian Institute of Information and Technology, Sonika, in 2019. With over 2 decades of experience in computer engineering and information technology, he has a strong academic and research background. Dr. Doja has played a pivotal role in developing the computer engineering department at Jamia Millia Islam, where he initiated BTech, BE, and PhD programs. His research interests include software engineering, networks, security, and more. He has published extensively, supervised PhD students, and completed various students. Dr. Doja has been actively involved in academic committees, served on purpose committees, and contributed to university applications. He also established the CSI student chapter at Jamia Millia Islam. I would like to invite Sir to deliver the keynote address.
Good morning. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
I'm happy to be here. Probably this is the first time I'm amongst lawyers. I'll say lawyers are very brave people. Otherwise, your Vice Chancellor he had the courage to start the Eklavya scheme. Because you see, there are a lot of constraints while you are doing these types of schemes. Lot of risk, and because lawyers are brave, that is why he was able to start it. That is what I say. And for the benefit of the society, I say. Dignitaries on the dais, I'm happy to be here. It is a very, very interesting topic for me, being a technology person and being in education. I had and I'm the founder director of an institute of national importance, that is IIIT Sonipat. We are just on the ground stage. We have been looking into land, construction, building, academics, and now there are 1,200 students also there. That's a huge number. So you have to manage everything. It's really very, very interesting how digital transformation has been in India. It's really amazing. You see, are you aware of Digital India? You must be aware of that. It started in 2015, very recently. Today, if you look into things, we have around more than 100 crores biometrics in Aadhaar. We have 5.21 CSAs. What are CSCs? Any idea? Try to learn it. It's a very fast word. We have a digital locker. We have Umang. We have a My Government platform. We have 700 Gram Panchayats offering digital health services in India. We have a national rollout for MMP. We have 5.93 lakhs of data sets available today. We have 600 hospitals now connected through this. We have the COVID, which we all had a vaccine through. We have an app which has more than 110 crore people on that. We have a national geoinformatics center. We have a Pradhan Mantri. We have a UPI. We have a lot of things. Amazing. That is how it is. We have changed the whole digital system has changed the way the country works, even for small individuals. I'll tell you, my personal experiences are very, very interesting. I had a boy where I work, he was unable to pay his fees. So he was from a very poor family. He was unable to pay his fees. 1 year, we all decided he will pay his fees, but we could not continue. After 1 year, the boy comes to me और बोलता है कि हिंदी everybody understands. बोलता है कि अंकल अब देने की जरूरत नहीं. मैंने उससे पूछा क्या करने लगा. उसने कहा कि सुबह 3 बजे उठता हूं और जो यूएस में बच्चे हैं उनको केमिस्ट्री पढ़ाता हूं. उसका केमिस्ट्री बहुत स्ट्रांग था और 3 से 6 बजे तक वो केमिस्ट्री पढ़ाता है ऑनलाइन. अब मैंने पूछा कितने पैसे मिलते हैं तो बोला $100 a day मिलता है. So you can see the transformation and the opportunities which it has created. Amazing. Amazing opportunities, amazing transformation. Personally, I've seen, they all said, when we were doing computerization in banks, everybody said what? There will be a job loss. There will be inefficiency. There will be a mess which is created. Today, all transactions are online. Within a second, you know everything. It has created more jobs, but maybe in a different sector. It's very, very interesting how the transformation has developed over a period of time. Amazing. You could not have thought 10 years back, in the country of India, there will be a real-time application of things. You take a car, you take a taxi, you can track it. But then there are issues of privacy also. This is the most useful instrument and the most dangerous instrument also. I'm telling you the facts of life. All of us download certain applications. While downloading the applications, what do they ask? They have permission to access certain things. That means anything which you use over here is accessible to them. So that is the most dangerous. Okay, I'll move towards the topic. You can go through. I have a small slide for you. Are you able to see it? I talk about digital technologies are electronic tools as a computer person. I'm a computer person. I've studied in IITD and have been in Delhi for a long time. Before I shifted to Sonipat, I was in the States also for many, many years before I looked into. Digital technologies are electronic tool systems, devices and resources that generate, store, or process data. The all game is of data. Today, data is the most important thing. I'll tell you one story. I'm a technology man, but a storyteller also, but all real stories. My son visited me. I have a son and a daughter. My daughter works with University of Toronto. My son was in Singapore, studied in NUS. He visited us and got dengue. Okay, here. Now what happens? We got a blood test done. And the second day, the MCD people landed there. And we were really surprised how this data, which was from Tata 1mg, got shared with everybody. And they got it shared up to the international level. That is how data travels today. Amazing. They were really correct. They were looking into things, and it worked like that. Now, I have written here, digital learning is any type of learning that uses technology. It can happen across all curriculum learning areas. Next. We talk about digital economy. Today, digital economy refers to economic activities that emerge from connecting individuals, business devices, data and operation through digital technology. Today, global digital economy is of 11 trillion US dollars, and it is equivalent to 16% of global GDP. And this is increasing at a pace of really very fast. I've written further up. Next. We talk about AI. I heard that once AI is completely implemented, lawyers will get jobless. I've heard about it, but nothing happens like that. Nothing happens like that. It was earlier said, many people will get jobless. It doesn't work like that. They will be assisted. They will be more productive. They will have more time to spend. Further up, I have also given that. Now, India is playing front foot in the field of AI, as you must be aware of, as it is ranked #1 in all 5 pillars of peak AI decision intelligence maturity scale, which assesses the business commercial AI readiness. I'm being technical slightly and being social slightly. That is what I have a mix of, because I see a mix of audience. Some students at the back with beautiful dresses. I don't get my students to wear that. That is how it is. But over here, it's very good. All management students are like that. Digital technology is bringing us closer than ever, exemplifies the Indian with a motto. That was the motto of G20. Working for the benefit of one earth, one family, working for a collaborative future. We all get affected. It is one world you have to understand. If there is trouble between Ukraine and Russia, which is far off from here, the oil prices go up, the grain prices change, and everybody in the world gets affected. So that is how fast information travels today. Next. There are 3 critical areas when you talk about digital transformation or digital things. One is digital public infrastructure. Second is skilling, and the third is cybersecurity. It's very, very interesting. Digital public infrastructure means how much the government is investing in developing a digital infrastructure. Fortunately, the government of India is spending a lot of money on this. You must have heard about Net Bharat and other things where last mile connectivity is there. I'm sorry, I have been allotted only 20 minutes, and this lecture can go up to the whole day. So I'll try to wind up as much as possible within the stipulated time. Skilling means you need skills of people. There is a campus placement in our institution. Students get more money than I make. I'm telling you the facts of life. I'll tell you one more story. You'll say I give you a lot of story. One day I was sitting in DTU, the VC was my friend. So is my friend or was my, he shifted only to DU. That is the only thing I'll say. We are all computer people. So we are, एक उसने कहा कि he told me that there was one boy who has got a salary of 1 point something. So बोला कि उसको बुलाते हैं तुम्हारे सामने. Finally, the boy was called inside, and there was one more VC also, which I'll not name, who also was sitting. We were just having a chat, and then the boy was. This guy asked him, "कि इतने पैसे मिल रहे हैं, क्या करोगे?" बोला कि अभी सोचा नहीं. उसको 1 करोड़ से ज्यादा मिल रहा था. सोचा नहीं. फिर बोला कि उससे हम लोगों ने पूछा, मैंने पूछा कि माँ बाप को कुछ दोगे? तो बोला कि उसकी जरूरत उनको नहीं. तो हम लोगों ने पूछा कि जिस स्कूल से पढ़े हो उसको कुछ दे दो. बोला नहीं. हम कहा दोस्तों को कुछ दे देना. बोला नहीं देंगे. फिर अल्टीमेटली ही वाज नॉट श्योर. हम लोगों में एक आदमी ने, फिर जो वीसी साहब थे, उन्होंने कहा कि भाई अपनी ही संस्था को कुछ दे दो जहां से पढ़े हो. तो बोला इसको भी नहीं दे. So the boy is not sure what he really wants to do. That is where the society has changed. Totally the society has changed. We have become too much centric. इसीलिए I always say a couplet. I hope you understand Hindi. कि खुदा किसी को ऐसी खुदाई न दे कि अपने सिवा कुछ दिखाई न दे. आजकल नहीं हो रहा. वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. एक जो बच्चा है उसे समझ ही में नहीं आता है. इतना ज्यादा इनपुट है ना, उसे समझ में नहीं आता है. सारे बच्चे हाईएस्ट सैलरी वाला ले लेते हैं और 2-3 साल में छोड़ देते हैं. दे आर टोटली कंफ्यूज्ड. हम लोग आगे बढ़े. हम लोग स्किलिंग की बात कर रहे थे. पीछे चले जाए. स्किल्स इंप्रूव. जो कंपनी आती है पहले पूछती है कि सिलेबस भेज दो, क्या पढ़ा रहे हो. पहला ही सवाल. स्किलिंग हैज टू इंप्रूव. You have to have skills in order to succeed. Next is cyber security. आपको पता है कि within a few seconds, all money which is in your so-called safe device, which has a facial recognition, which has a fingerprint, which has a code, can be hacked. Within a few seconds. So you need a cyber security. You can imagine, have you heard about the attack on the AIM server?
Yes.
That was very, very interesting. And why did it happen? No, we don't. Indians are very poor in one thing. One is we don't follow SOPs. They had not upgraded their protection scheme. I'll tell you, I travel in the West. I worked over there for a long time. I see my own kids. I have a daughter working with the University of Toronto. यहाँ गाड़ी चलाती थी, हिंदी यू अंडरस्टैंड एवरीबॉडी. गाड़ी चलाती थी तो पीछे लोग हॉर्न देते रहते थे. तब कहते कि यार उसको जाने दो. बोला कि बोलती थी हर समय कि डैडी उसका काम है हॉर्न देना, मेरा काम है अपने हिसाब से चलाना. मैं एक बार उसके she did her PhD from University of British Columbia, if you are aware of that. UBC is a very renowned university, more than 100 years there. एक उसको एक्सपेरिमेंट करना था. मैं उसके लैब में गया. मैंने देखा आधे घंटे से वो तैयारी कर रही थी और एक सैंपल को निकाल के एक मशीन में रखना था जिसमें 2 मिनट से ज्यादा नहीं लगना था. एक स्विच ऑन करना था. इतना ही काम था. अगर कोई इंडिया होता तो वो बच्चा वो आधा घंटा जो एसओपी किया उसने वो कभी नहीं करता. वो निकालता उसको 2 मिनट ना, फिर कैफेटेरिया चला जाता. लेकिन हमने एनवायरमेंट वहां का ऐसा बना दिया है वेस्ट का कि वो एग्जैक्टली एसओपी फॉलो करेगी. That is what is missing in India. That is what is missing. आगे बढ़े. Education. I've written a lot of things. I've written about fourth industrial revolution. which is attached to Education 4.0. I've written that. I think I've taken much of your time. How much time do you have? 5 to 10, 5 minutes? Okay. Now, we have looked into education benefits in the learning landscape, preparing students for evolving industries. Industry has totally changed. It is not the same industry which is earlier. The number of workers have changed, but the skilled workers needed to run those machines are very different from the unskilled workers we had. So they have to keep on changing all the time. Automated basic administrative tasks. हमारी संस्था में कोई green sheet use नहीं होता. We are totally transparent and we only use the e-resources. लेकिन उसका एक अलग प्रॉब्लम भी है कि आप हमारे लेवल पर आइएगा, सीईओ हो जाइएगा किसी संस्था के, तो आपको पता चल जाएगा कि उसके अपने प्रॉब्लम्स भी हैं, क्योंकि we have to follow the government of India and directions keep on changing. I'm telling you the facts of life. So, and you have to implement all the directions because you are under them. So very difficult to control a server in which you have put something. When I was teaching, I left teaching around 10, 11 years back when I started becoming an academic administrator. So you have to understand one thing. We used to give examples while teaching. I always used to say that your password or your security is something like a paste in a tube which has come out. So whatever you do, the paste will, you cannot put it inside back to the tube. You have to devise means, ways to secure it by masking, coding, whatever technologies are there. You cannot do it. And how much should be your security? It should be like a latch on the door. Latch, you understand? होटल में रहे होंगे वहां एक चेन लगा रहता है, ठीक है? आजकल तो डिजिटल हो गया है, पहले एक चेन लगा रहता था, वो चेन को अंदर ही से खोल सकते थे, बाहर से नहीं खोल सकते थे. You are unable to open it from outside. So your security should be like that. कि whoever is authorized should be like that. So we talk about analogs, and that is what Education 4.0 helps in giving you. Earlier we used to give examples. Today we give videos of it. We can have a walkthrough. We were designing buildings, okay? The architect showed us how if we change the direction by 32 degrees of the building, in summer it will be colder, in winter the sun will be more. That you can judge to even today. That is how technology has changed life. Next. I have written here applications of digital technologies in education. There are 31 points which I have written. It is there, sir. He has a copy of it. You can take it from there. I've written 31 points over here. Okay. I don't carry anything. Everything belongs to this world. We all, whatever we give. Now, I'll tell you where the difference is. The difference is if we use Education 4.0, we save on a number of things. They say, I don't know what is the attendance of this class. If I would have put one's face recognition camera at the gate, it would have automatically taken the attendance of it. And it is very common today. That technology is available. So what happens? Students, how much time your teacher takes time to take your attendance? $10 minutes? 5 minutes? Now the issue is the class size is increasing. Earlier, the class size was 30, then it became 60, then it became 120, and now we are going to 240. So if the teacher takes an attendance of 240 people, he's spending 20 minutes over there. Now that 20 minutes can be used for teaching. That is where the difference is. So now compilation of attendance also, it takes time. These are all automated. That is where the difference is. Plus, people who are from the deprived society, I'm talking about people who have sight, didn't have sight, who have got certain amount of disabilities, you can convert things in there instantly, real time. Did any of you go to the G20 here? Koi gaya tha? No? Anything which was spoken was converted into many languages, and that was all instant. That was all real time. That was all very, very real time. There is another story to it also. Just now, our campus is being developed. So it is not a developed campus, so we work from different places. I'm telling you the facts of life because I'm the founder director, so we have to look into that also. Now, the problem was that there was a problem for physically challenged students to go up because there was no lift and it was very difficult to provide a lift. So what we did, we provided cameras and other things and created a smart classroom over there. And the boy was sitting on the ground floor and then was involved in the classes. So that is technology. That is technology. आप में से G20 कोई नहीं गया था. ये जो प्रगति मैदान में जहाँ ये बना है, वहाँ एक बहुत बड़ा सा ऑडिटोरियम है और उसके साथ साथ इस तरह के कम से कम 1 दर्जन ऑडिटोरियम. So everybody cannot be accommodated in the big place. खास करके अगर कोई बड़ा आदमी आता है, प्रधानमंत्री आते हैं, तो सब कोई वहीं जाना चाहता है. तो उसका एग्जैक्ट टेलीकास्ट 6 different places में होता है और वहां लोग बैठ जाते हैं. That is where the technology is. Now, anybody has a query from any of the 31 points listed here? You can send me by mail also, but don't send it to the director's mail because somebody else looks into and it will come to me after a week. Because he scrutinizes it, which is important and which is not. That is how it is. I have also looked into challenges. The first is screen time. मुझे तो लगता है कि in future आई डॉक्टर्स और ENT स्पेशलिस्ट की ज्यादा जरूरत पड़ेगी. फैक्ट ऑफ लाइफ है. मुझे तो समझ में नहीं आता, एक बच्चा का मूवमेंट होने के पहले बच्चे लोगों से मोबाइल से कुछ ना कुछ दिखाने लगते हैं. यानी हम सोचते हैं कि नेक्स्ट स्टेप होता है शायद छोटे बच्चे का अराउंड 3 months 6 months कब होता है, आई कैन से एग्जैक्टली, बट उसके ठीक बाद ही वो मोबाइल उसके सामने आ जाता है. अब आप सोच लो क्या होता है. तो स्क्रीन टाइम इज एन इशू. आप एप्पल यूज करते हो, एप्पल का मोबाइल, हम वो एप्पल लोग खाते हैं, ऐसा कोई बात नहीं. एप्पल यूज करते हो मोबाइल, वो आपको बार बार बताता है स्क्रीन टाइम कितना यूज हुआ. दूसरा चीज है वो ये जो प्लग हम लोग यूज कर रहे हैं, दोनों ही प्रॉब्लम करने वाला है. I have written the third point. I was expecting somebody to ask me about that. Concern about technology fairness is also raised. टेक्नोलॉजी में जो आप डेटा में डालोगे वही निकलेगा. तो आप अगर if you are putting something which is wrong, it will come wrong. That is where the issue is. It does not distinguish. Long time back, I remember we had taken one of our relatives as a patient to a doctor, and the report said it was really critical. Now, the doctor in one moment said, who's the patient? He was sit there. And then he said, if he is the patient, then he just told the report it cannot be. The guy has walked in front of me. In this way, he would have been brought in a stretcher. That's what the report was. So that is where the issue is. The third point is the most important point. I always read, fiber, यहाँ गलती से उसने threats लिख दिया है. Threats होना चाहिए था. And privacy. Privacy is gone. I'm telling you, once you have your, the best machines are those machines which are not connected to the net. आपके कोई नहीं आ सकता. और एक बार आप नेट पर कनेक्टेड हो तो बाहर वालों को आने से आप रोक नहीं सकते हो, लेकिन बाधा इतनी कर सकते हो कि वो उसको यूज न कर सके. अभी एक जंग और चल रही है. मैंने बताया कि यूक्रेन और रशिया का भी मैंने कहा था अफेक्ट हुआ था. इसी तरह से एक पैलेस्टाइन में भी चल रही है. वहां लोगों ने पैलेस्टाइन इजराइल के बीच है. वहां क्या हुआ था, वो लोगों ने एआई डिवाइसेस लगाए थे और किसी ने उसे हैक करके डिले टाइम रिस्पॉन्स कर दिया था. एंड द अदर पार्टी यूज नो टेक्नोलॉजी, जीरो टेक्नोलॉजी किया. तो जो टेक्नोलॉजी था ही नहीं, तो वेव में कुछ आ ही नहीं रहा था कि कुछ हो रहा है. इफ यू आर यूजिंग टेक्नोलॉजी देन इट कैन ऑलवेज बी टैप्ड. अब आपको बता दें, आपका फोन, सारे फोन टैप्स होते होंगे. आई होप यू आर नॉट रिकॉर्डिंग. हाँ, सारे फोन टैप्स होते हैं. या हम आपको बता दें, स्क्रीन होते हैं और उसके बाद उसमें से देखा जाता है कि कौन आदमी क्या है. उसका एक ग्रुप्स बनाया जाता है, अलग अलग ग्रुप से. एक बार आपका डेटा इस एयर से जा रहा है, कोई गारंटी नहीं. अब बहुत सारी चीजें बता सकते हैं आपको, लेकिन इन अ पब्लिक गैदरिंग नहीं बता सकते, बिकॉज आई एम इन्वॉल्व इन वेरियस इंस्टीट्यूशंस वेयर सीक्रेसी इज एन इशू. आई कैन नॉट सी दैट. इसमें एक पॉइंट था, दैट इज द लास्ट पॉइंट आई टेक, मूक्स के बारे में. हम लोग सबको मूक्स यूज करते हैं. मूक्स का सबसे जो बड़ा प्रॉब्लम ये है कि ये डिफरेंट एप्लीकेशंस में बना हुआ है और हमको हमारे पास वो एप्लीकेशन होना चाहिए इन ऑर्डर टू एक्सेस द कंटेंट्स ऑफ दैट. तो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने एक एनडीआर की एक कमेटी बनाई, क्योंकि एक डिजिटल आर्किटेक्चर बनाएगा, उसके थ्रू जितना भी ये रिसोर्सेज है उससे अटैच हो जाएगा और वहां से जा करके आई कैन एक्सेस दोस रिसोर्सेज. तो अनफॉर्चुनेटली और फॉर्चुनेटली, हाँ, आई डिडंट से एनीथिंग. डोंट वरी. ऐसा है, अब बताएंगे. एक मिनट. तो कोई ऐसी बात नहीं बेटा, मैंने कोई ऐसी बात की ही नहीं. हम जनरल सी बात कर रहे थे कि जब अब टेक्नोलॉजी, आई नेवर टॉक एनीथिंग स्पेशल. आई नो यू आर ऑन यूट्यूब आजकल. तो अभी बताएंगे. तो हम क्या कह रहे थे, सॉरी, हाँ, मुक्त. तो गवर्नमेंट ने एक एनडीआर के लिए एक कोर कमेटी बनाई है. गलती से मैं भी उसमें हूँ. 4 आदमी की कमेटी है. हम लोग इसको आर्किटेक्चर बनाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं जिससे कि जितना भी मूक्स है वो उसमें अटैच हो सके और वहां से रिसोर्सेज ले सके. I would like to conclude over here. Education makes us better person and teaches us to improve various skills. Education 4.0 will enhance teachers' ability to deliver education in a creative way. Education 4.0 will enhance students' ability to learn the concept and application in a better way. Digital technology will be beneficial to every member, and digital technology will also improve the GDP. जितने रईस लोग हैं सब बिना पैसे खर्च किए हुए एक प्लेटफॉर्म ले लिए हैं और इतना अच्छा प्लान अमेजन का देखो ओनर को व्हाट इज दैट इट्स जस्ट अ प्लेटफॉर्म इट्स जस्ट अ प्लेटफॉर्म एंड देयर आर मेनी लाइक दैट इन इंडिया आल्सो हु आर डूइंग लाइक दैट अमेजिंग you only have to have a platform for which you are earning okay thank you very much for your patience thank you. I'm sorry I spoke sometimes in Hindi. I'm really sorry about that. I keep on forgetting our dear prof. He's an economics man, and basically by heart I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher, so teacher दिल से काम करता है, पैसे के बारे में नहीं सोचता है.
Not yet. Okay, could you install then I can start this one.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
I think it was very brief. We could have talked all the 31 points which I had planned to talk with them. Well, getting me is also a difficult thing because I'm the founder director, so you can understand how much work it is. It's almost crazy. It's almost crazy even today. I have one more at 1:30 a meeting.
Thank you so much, sir. We also have the pleasure of hosting Mr. Yasuo Nakatani. Mr. Yasuo Nakatani is a professor at the Faculty of Economics at Kosei University.
This is this
He
one. So
received a
I need to
PhD from
install
the
the
University
data
of
of
Birmingham
my
and was a
presentation
visiting scholar
on the
at
screen.
Oxford University. He also published many research articles in the Modern Language Journal. He is a reviewer.
Oh no,
of
that is a
Modern
cool.
Language
Click
Journal
that.
and
You know, he has
and
my
language learning.
USB. Yeah, that one.
Additionally, he has published many books in linguistics and business studies, and is also a reviewer and PhD external examiner. I would now request Sir to guide us with his work.
Namaste. Namaste. Yeah, I can program about the USB, so don't worry. I think it is now working. Now working. Good. Okay. Okay. Shall I start here or there? Okay. Thank you. So, good morning. Yeah, we should do it just right. We are limited time, so I try to do my best. Okay. So my name is okay. No problem. So the thing is, okay, we need to talk about the current problems in Asia. Do you know anything about Japan? Yeah, good. GDP, number three. Nobel Prize winner, second. Very good, yeah. How about English? You know not bad. Actually, 138. But don't worry about speaking. We are the bottom of the bottom. This is a big problem of Japan. We got good economics and good science. What matters? It matters a lot. Global business. Yeah? So we need to use English for global business. And then one of the most headache is global academic place. So we have poor English. So good news is, bad news is government always accuse us. But good news is they have good English teacher like me. Okay, so how can we? This is a world's university ranking. You know that time, yes? We always concern recently to be competitive. This is the economics department. Our number one is Tokyo University. You know, have you heard Tokyo University? 31st. Good. But we try to be at number 10. Yeah. How can we do that? So these are the criteria. So we need to move on to the top of the top. But the problem is the citation. Their score is 42.2. Means what? This is about 500 degrees. Okay, 500. Which means, you know, their publication is very bad. Why? Because of English. Yeah, that is our problem. There you go. So what should I need? We got a chat GPT. Do you know chat GPT?
Yes.
Yes, very famous. Yeah. So if you submit using chat GPT, they're very clever. Franchises only 5%. Ooh, you're lucky. Yeah, you can use chat GPT. No. It's your team. They have some kind of stamp, right? If you check that, you know they answer 100%. You use AI. So don't use ChatGPT because if you use ChatGPT, it counted. My students, if they found out to use ChatGPT, they lost credit. Yeah, that is the situation. And I'm the international kind of reviewer and review many, you know, the famous kind of competitive journals. So I might be and of course I have a counting. So if you use ChatGPT, out. So what should we do? Okay. For example, Japanese bad English. And they can't use ChatGPT because we have a system to check. Okay. So my solution is very simple. This is a 5 review points of acceptance. So if you apply to the top journal, you need to remember these 5 categories. Okay. Yeah. Particularly, which is the most important? Yes. Introduction. This is a very important part because we start reading from introduction, right? And then there, you have to say, this is very important. Of course, otherwise we don't read. So the question is, how can you say your paper is important without saying importance? Yeah? Because you say, this is important, nobody cares. So this is a technique. Yeah? So how can we solve the problem? So this is my kind of research. Have you ever corpus linguistics?
Yes.
I just put the out of language into the computer, right? So this case, 1,000 articles, top journals, many sciences, right? So the top of the top. And then, in total, more than 1 million words. So I divide into introduction versus other part. Yeah, something like that. So my goal is how can you write the introduction by using which one? Okay, so this is a corpus linguistics. Right side is statistics. We use the concordance. This is a kind of software to show you that some important word in introduction. This is the result. I found that 5 categories. Number 1, why do we acknowledge? You can use this technology. The area is why do we acknowledge. And numerous means many researchers use it. And long term it has been researched and very positive experience. Yeah. So this is the statistics. So left side. These are the words which you are supposed to use in introduction very beginning. Why? Because competitive journal use it. So this is my approach, okay? Using the previous representative journals and using software to find out how to write such as introduction. These are the 5 boosters, yeah? You can read at home, I can give you later. So these words you have to use to attract your reader in order to create, claim your importance. Okay, why? Because they do. And the computer can tell you. Okay, so this is the system of that thing. So there are 3 moves you are to create introduction, particularly move number 1, remember, you need to make clear your research is very important. Okay? So the summary, this is it. Language problem, such as Japanese students, yeah, low Japanese scholar, low English level, and they can't use ChatGPT because yeah. So my solution is I use a corpus linguistic approach and then analyze 100 top journals and then developing everything guideline. This is my goal, because I try to help the researcher. They got a great idea, but they don't have enough confidence in English, right? So using the computer, we support them how to write paper. So finally, I published books to help them. Hopefully, their level of the citation moving up. This is the thing. We have problem and solution. Okay, thank you for.
Thank you very much, sir. I would now request Organizing Secretary Dr. Akash Singh to deliver the vote of thanks. Dr. Akash Singh has been Assistant Librarian at the National Law University, Delhi since 2009. He holds a diverse educational background, including a Bachelor in Commerce, an MA in Public Administration, and an LLB and an MPhil in Law.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished delegates and honorable guests, a very warm good morning. It is a great privilege to stand before you today at the inaugural of the 3rd edition of International Conference on Digital Transformation at the Delhi campus. We all know about ICDT. Actually, ICDT is a conference which is hosted by National Institute Delhi and Association of Indian Law Association of Indian Law Libraries, and this is the 3rd edition. So it is our profound honor to host over 60 resource persons from industries and 250 plus delegates from Bharat, including delegates from, as already Dr. Priyaman has already informed, the places. So we are also privileged to have the presence of our participants, including honorable judges, professors, research scholars, practicing lawyers, masters and bachelor students, and we also extend to them our heartfelt appreciation for joining us with zeal to share their knowledge and adding sincerity and vitality to this event. And I am very much sure that your active participation and engaging discussion and questions will contribute to the success of this event. And we hope you will leave this conference with new ideas and values, concerns related to digital transformation and its applicability in education and research. And I would also like to acknowledge and express our gratitude to our esteemed dignitaries who have graced us with their presence today in inaugural session. Professor M.N. Doja, sir, he was the chief guest of today's session. Our Vice Chancellor, Professor G.S. Vajpayee, sir, and Professor Ruimon ma'am, Registrar at New Delhi, and guest of honor, Mr. Yashio Nakatini from Japan, and our conference director, Dr. Priya Rai madam, the convener of this conference, Dr. Samaripal Bakshi, Mr. Mohit Gupta, Dr. Arjun from RGNLU Patiala, Dr. Shivji Prashad from CNLU, and other member of the team who are working day and night for this conference, our student team, Reena Khatriji, Sangeeta ji, and obviously, especially our students who are working for last 2 or 3 days, not only in days, they are also working day and night for making arrangement for you all. Apart from that, we further have our sponsors. We should thanks to our sponsors for supporting this event, and we thanks to our sponsors, Balani Infotech, Kluwer, Case Minds, Trinity, LexisNexis, LiveLaw, All India Reporters, Balani Groups, Taxman, Select, Wigmans, and Jivashna Technologies. We thanks for supporting our event, and we hope that this conference will bring to fruit on our collective efforts to engage and stimulate academic discussions on education 4.0 and beyond. And I thanks personally on behalf of the organizing team to one and all to join us for this conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I would now request everyone to join us for the group photo to be held in front of the reception, followed by the networking tea in the auditorium.
Let's join outside for the group photo.
Yes, yes, yes.